As the new Pope Leo XIV walked out onto the balcony in the Vatican on Thursday, nobody here in Southwest Florida was cheering harder than his older brother Louis, who lives here in Port Charlotte. I'm Fox 4 Charlotte County community correspondent Alex Orenchuk, and I spoke with Louis about his little brother. He tells me he knew there was always something special about him, but he was still shocked he became the pontiff. It was the moment the entire world was waiting for, but it came as a pretty big surprise for one Port Charlotte man. That's because the new pope is none other than his brother.
Shock and awe. It was like, we knew, we heard him read the name, so we knew it was coming. And then to see him, it all hit home and became real. And it was like, oh, that's Rob. Oh my God, yay, Rob.
This is Louis Prevost. He's new Pope Leo XIV's oldest brother. He and former Cardinal Robert Prevost grew up in Chicago. He tells me they knew his brother was special at an early age.
We used to tease him about being Pope because he was always had that holy way about him. And it's like, and the neighbors on the street we grew up with, a lot of them used to say, "You're going to grow up to be Pope one day, Robert." And we're like, oh yeah, right. Our brother Pope, nah.
Prevost has lived in Port Charlotte for about 4 years with his wife, Deborah. He says he speaks to his brother about 2 to 3 times a week. He says they talked about his chances of becoming the pontiff before the conclave.
We talked a little bit about it, and I said, what happens if you win, if they vote for you? And he's like, well, are you going to accept it? I will accept it. It's God's will. I will do it. And I said, okay, that makes sense. It's in God's hands.
Prevost says it's bittersweet as the world gains a father. In a way, he loses a brother. He knows those phone calls will likely become few and far between now.
That's probably the worst thing about it, is I'm standing here all day. I've been like, I wonder if we'll ever get to actually see him again and be with him and shake his hand and hug him, Yeah, I'm the Pope's brother, but it's hard to get in to see the Pope.
Still, he knows his little brother, now Pope Leo XIV, will do a great job leading the church.
He'll do a really good job at being Pope and all the things that entails, just because he's more of a man of the people, and he's been with the people all around the world in his worldly travels.
In Port Charlotte, Alex Orenchuk, Fox 4.